And our guest this morning is Larry Frost from the cable show Our Town. And Larry, good morning.
Good morning, Win. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, it's my pleasure to have you here. You know, your TV show Our Town, it airs in Newburyport. It also airs in Salisbury, right?
I think sometimes. I'm not sure the schedule, but Merrimack and Amesbury.
Merrimack and Amesbury, primarily out of Amesbury.
Yes.
And you've been working with cable access for quite some time now.
Since 2007.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been
11 years?
Yeah. 135 shows.
Oh, but who's counting?
But who's counting?
How about that? And what you do is for Amesbury, which is Amesbury Community Television, right?
Channel 12, yes.
Channel 12 in Amesbury. What you do is something that could be done in every town, and that's to tell stories.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us, your thought process behind why you do what you do?
Okay, thanks, Win. First, I'd like to give a disclaimer that I do not work for the town of Amesbury or ACT 12. I started out as a birthday present for my dad. He was turning 89 years old, and so I rented an airplane out of Methuen. And as I was putting it together with Doug, Tony Noon, and Patrick Clifford, I wanted to show the community where they lived. And a lot of old-timers, I was in the 50s then, they never saw where they lived or where they played or where they worked. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity for them to be able to see this town from the air. So we did an actual flyover. After we got it on VHS, that's going back some time, we went back to talk to Tim Campbell, who was a pilot, and we did a voiceover, kind of like what we're doing now. We put headsets on, and we put the VHS tape in, and then we reviewed the whole flight, so it sounds like two people are in an airplane. And my dad used to fly, and he was a mechanic back in Dutton Field way back in the 40s. So I'm putting him back in the airplane, and he was like really reliving. So then I was able to talk to some different people in town, some of the administrative people, like the head of the senior center. I did a Mayor Thatcher Keys, where we met him, and I wanted to bring the community into his office to be able to see where he worked and stuff. Same as the fire department, the library, and then senior center. I hooked up with Cynthia Costello a lot, so I was able to go to a lot of functions they were having and bring the seniors that couldn't make it back into the senior center. So it's been a nice run for me. I met so many interesting people: Mike Costello, Cynthia Costello, Rosemary Warner.
Oh yeah.
She's been a lot of influence with the show, because she'd tell me when she was going to have a project, and then say, "Can you film it for us and put it together?" Like a tour of the police station. Peter Hoyt was the host. To refurbish the Doughboy.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the ones that she wanted. I was able to meet Paul Jansowicz in a Civil War reenactment, and he was a Captain Black. He's a local person from Newburyport. He teaches in Amesbury, great historian. The new mayor a few times, 9/11 ceremonies, Memorial Day parades, Veteran Day parades, and just a change in Amesbury. But Amesbury has so many great people. Stephanie McGowan, that's where I think you met her a few times.
Oh yeah. She used to run the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was just so much fun on camera with.
Mm-hmm.
And I have two grandchildren, Corson and Aiden. Shout out to them. And Aiden would go to their office and roll around. He was all excited every time he saw him. So that was kind of made it go pretty interesting, I think. Steve Bedore, a lot of people that came on, and they just they were always nice to the show.
Yeah.
And the way I filmed it, when you asked that, was I look at the seniors or people with disability as my customers. So I try to let them know what's going on, but I slow the pace down so they can actually see it and feel it if you're in a nursing home. And there's no rush. I don't do a fast cut so people can really get into what they're seeing.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. So they get to travel around town, right from their own house.
Yes.
Okay.
And also snowstorms.
Yeah.
Tropical storms. A tour of Under Main Street with the Powwow Show 25. Lucian Parkin, who does the music for the show, he did the intro. We actually came under Main Street, all the way up halfway, and we filmed that so people could see what it was like. The Powwow River itself.
You were in the pipes.
We went right through under Main Street. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Lucia would bug me like 6 months. You got to come down here. You got to come down here. So we brought the camera down there, and
what was that like?
It was fascinating. We didn't find any we thought we might find some old revolvers or something like that. But what we did find was a lot of work chiseled out like letters. on a lot of concrete, not concrete, but whatever they are.
Blocks, granite
blocks,
yeah.
granite blocks, yeah. And Lucian's, he does that type of work, so he knows exactly what he's looking for. Just a little bit of trickling water. So I took that tour we had, and I integrated it with a storm the water was flying down real fast. So you get a chance to see it high, low, and then stills of it high, low as you're coming up. And then it was really neat because I met some people in town. They kept saying, "We used to do that as a kid." Shh, don't tell anybody. It's like, okay, I won't tell anybody.
What's your name?
Yeah. Who are you? But it's a nice way to give back to the community too.
Uh-huh. Oh, it certainly is. And on top of that, in case they miss it on channel 12 in Amesbury or any of the other local channels, they can always tune it in on YouTube.
I was lucky in technology finally got to so I could understand it, where we'd take a show and upload it to YouTube. So I have a channel, and it's under Larry Frost, Our Town. So it'll be 135 different shows there. I kind of look at the process on YouTube as a book, where each show would be a different chapter, and hopefully to show how we lived back in the early 2017, the automobiles we had, the interaction with people, and for the future people, if they can go back and see a relative, maybe a grandmother or whoever worked in the library or whatever, they get a chance to actually see the people and reunite. Relay for Life, I did a few of those with Bob Fowler. Bob Fowler filmed one of them. He did a great job. But what it does, it helps people maybe see somebody that had passed or something, that they can see them, walk in and enjoying life. So that's how I look at it as a process anyways.
Wow, isn't that nice? And it's really a public service is what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot more I probably could or should do, and I can get back to Newburyport here too. There's a lot of meetings, like your finance meetings, and a lot of things that go on that we just don't have enough volunteers in Amesbury for. And I'm sure Newburyport probably has the same situation.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're looking for volunteers, maybe some elderly people, men or women, that we want to give back to the community, could come down and learn how to use a camera and go to a site or something that's going on in this town, because there's a lot of events that once they've gone by, they're gone by.
Right. Well, tonight in Newburyport anyway, there's a school committee meeting.
Yeah.
But there's another meeting prior to that too. That a volunteer could tape that one. That would be a joint meeting between the school committee and one of the city council committees, and those are important meetings. But again, if they have somebody there taking notes, but it's a lot nicer to see the video and see who's talking.
And there's so much to learn too, like how to edit.
Yeah.
Or actually film, meet people. Someone might want to interview. So there's a lot of skills that you could develop if you wanted to, or even high school students on their vacation, or if someone wants to study media in college or something like that, they could volunteer some of the time come down to your place. Well,
you talk about learning media. There's he's grown up now, but there's a kid from Newburyport who would take the video of Newburyport High School hockey.
Yeah.
And actually, he also did the football games too, and then he did the editing, gave it to the coaches and all that stuff. When he went to college, he kind of did the same thing there for the hockey team.
Oh, awesome! And
he did it in such a great way that the coaches kept him on for another year.
Nice.
Found some money for him, and now he's turned that into a full-time college job. He runs a hockey program out in the Midwest in Colorado.
Oh, that's great.
So all because he was doing the video.
Yep.
And
giving back to the community. They came back to him in a different way. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Could I mention the Facebook account also?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's Our Town Show // Amesbury, and each week I put a little what's going to be showing in Amesbury. And sometimes PortMedia if I get the schedule early enough.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is once the show's in Amesbury, which is Thursday at 7 and Friday at 11:30, I'll go over to YouTube and bring that show actually over there, so people can click on it and watch it if they don't have cable TV or something like that.
So after it was going to air in Amesbury, then you put it on YouTube?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also have them in the Amesbury Library also.
Yeah.
So there's a copy, so they can either go to if they use a computer, they can flip over to YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Or they have disc.
Well, that's one of the most used items in the library now is the computers.
Oh yeah. For everything.
Yeah. How
You
about
have to
that?
schedule ahead. Who knew, right?
Yeah, who
But
knew?
I really love Amesbury. We have such great people. If I have a second left, do we have any time left?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'd like to give a shout out to Ken Gray, a great mayor. Love what he's doing. Asia Scudder. Remember Asia, right? I think you met her a few times. She used to have the Blue Wave.
Oh,
And
yes,
she's
yes.
involved with cleaning up the Powell River
Yeah,
and some
in
other
fact,
projects.
you know who else is involved in that is Peter Doyle.
Yes. Yeah.
Peter used to be the president of the Newburyport Rotary Club, and then he opened up his office in downtown Amesbury, and he's like community-minded people. He got involved down there, and they want to get rid of that pipe.
The old steam pipe.
Yeah.
Which you can see in show 25,
You
exploring the Powell.
you didn't crawl your way through that one, did you?
Lucian mentions it though. He does the music, like I said. And he's like, someday we're gonna get rid of this. So this was back in, I don't know, 2007 or 8. It's
Yeah.
still there.
How about that?
I think it's gonna be probably gone this year. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I bet you it's gonna be cleaned up because they're gonna put a new fence up on the walk there, so you can look into the river.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard they want to do, and they want to do it at without taxpayer expense.
Yes.
So that'll work.
Wait, there's a lot of volunteers. Asia does a great job of getting people to volunteer for stuff. And we have a lot of people. Rosemary,
Yeah.
Karen Cook,
Oh,
from
yeah.
Side Hill Farm. She'll probably replace Rosemary. Give a little secret. Rosemary's leaving to go to Florida.
Yeah.
Probably this year.
Yeah.
And I think Karen's probably going to be jumping right up there because
The next
she's so
Rosemary.
much into the town. It's been great.
All right. Now you've been focusing on Amesbury, and you've done some Newburyport ones too, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up here, but we had a deployment. You guys had a deployment from National Guard to Iraq.
Yeah.
And I want to say it was like 2007.
Okay.
So I was fortunate enough to, I think I saw it for the Newport News, if I may say that.
Sure.
So I went down. The show, please stop over to Larry Frost Our Town on YouTube because you'll see the style. I made a story out of it, so I was able to get there, and it had all the camera crews and the big flags and stuff. And I got there a little bit early to go right in the armory and film people with duffel bags and kind of like talking to their loved ones and stuff.
And they let you, huh?
They did let me. I was
Huh.
like, I had to go through the captains and stuff like that. I was a little bit nervous saying, how am I going to pull this off? I got the camera and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
They're very nice to me. And then I went over and I filmed before the ceremony. It was kind of empty seats, and I reversed the timing later. But I was actually able to get the whole ceremony where the fire chief from Newburyport, I think he gave a prayer or something like that, Mister. The governor was there, so I got all the people talking, the commanders talking, and then I was able to piggyback on the Channel 4, Channel 5 when they actually interviewed the families. So I was able to hold the camera up in the air and get their interviews on for the town. So it's like a 52-minute, 55-minute show, but it actually covers the whole day. So it was kind of nice to be able to do that, and that's from the report. The El Galleon, show 126, is the highest rating show, I guess you could call it. It's 4,000-something views.
Nice.
Most of mine are probably 500, 900 in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. It was a 2-day shoot, but I actually made a half-an-hour show out of it. So that was very exciting. Yours truly was on a few times, talking, giving the radio news, all that stuff. That was a really nice meet.
Yeah.
Through you, I was able to meet the Salvation Army Major Purvis and his wife.
Oh, Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. I was able to talk to him the day he left and do a show on that. And he talked about his belief system with Jesus and stuff like that, and all about Christmas, what the Salvation Army has done for the community. So I was really blessed. I mean, I've been so blessed meeting nice people, and I get back to the community, but it's just so nice to meet people that really enjoy life, whatever they're doing.
Do you ever get people who walk up to you and say, "Can I have your autograph?"
No, not that.
That hasn't happened yet?
Not yet. I know you get that all the time, but yo, Win Damon, the voice. No, I do get requests to do things though, and it's kind of hard because if they're political, I stay away from it altogether. Even though I've talked with politicians and the governor, I was able to film the governor, the previous governor, 2 or 3 times. I don't want to get into one side of the fence or the other one, so I try to walk that fence. If there's a cause that doesn't seem too crazy, too big, I'll let the people talk about it. Mainly, it's just the feel of how great Amesbury is. I probably shouldn't say it, but I love Amesbury. I love the feel. The people, they just want to make a better life for everybody, but there's just so much enthusiasm. We have a lower park now, down in Mill Yard.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
it's
very nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful down there. And we have the Fireball Run, the second one. But I also met you the first one where you emceed it.
Yeah.
Show 100. It was my 100th show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was really
Myself
cool.
and Peter Hoyt, yeah.
Yeah, Peter Hoyt.
Yeah.
But the last one I did actually I shot so much footage. I had 2 shows.
Yeah.
But I was able to get Cassandra Gove.
Yeah.
And she's excellent. She does so much for the town. Matt Sherrill.
Yeah.
And then Tom Hanshaw before the cars came in. And I really lucked out when I was filming the parking lot. And the second or third car I started filming was the mayor's car coming in with Charlie. I'm like, wow, this is just.
Yeah.
So I was able to add that to the show and get the excitement of them coming back. And then the next day, the next show, all the really fancy Ferraris and everything coming through. And I went down online. Everybody says, would you mind saying you love Amesbury? And so I must have 70 people that go, we love Amesbury. So the people watching, the elderly people or people that can't get out,
Yeah.
you know, it's nice to have them have a cheerleader like that, I think anyway.
Sure. So these are all things that that open up to people who volunteer, get involved with
Yes.
local access. In Newburyport, it's the NCM hub. You know, you can do the cable, you can do the radio. In Amesbury, it's Amesbury Community TV. And not only are you doing it for somebody else, but it comes back to you too. You know?
I think it's helped me have a better understanding of life and really not only feel a part, but when you listen to someone talk that's excited about what they're doing and they're giving back too, you can't help from having a great day and feel good about life in general.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Larry, this is great. Thank you very much.
Thanks for inviting me.
Where's the camera? Oh, you forgot it.
I forgot it again. My wife's always saying, do we have to bring the camera on a trip? So, okay, I mention one more.
Sure.
We went to Niagara Falls and with the grandkids, and so I was able to walk on the bridge. I think it's called the Rainbow Bridge, and film the Niagara Falls and stuff. And it was really a strange feeling because you're up there in this huge place, and there's no one on there except me on the bridge, right?
Yeah.
But going over there, I was able to see the falls, and I wanted to do that because in the 50s and 60s, maybe 40s, a lot of this veterans and stuff got married and went there for vacations. So I thought it'd be nice to show them what it looks like today. The Bird Kingdom, and then I don't know if it's one of the marine land or something like that, but they had whales, seals, walruses, bears, all that stuff. So I was able to put it in the show to bring these people out of the nursing home or people that maybe have never gone there before to really feel a part of life. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And the angle on that one would be an Amesbury guy goes to Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Our town visits at Niagara Falls, exactly.
That's right. Oh, really?
It didn't take a lot for me to figure that one out. I was like, what's the title going to be?
Well, that's fantastic.
Merrimack gave me a camera and stuff to use. They didn't give it to me, but they let me use an HD camera. That was the reason I wanted to do that, because I had never done HD up there.
Oh, okay.
So it came out, well, I hate to say it, I think it came out really nice.
Yeah. So you've learned a lot of new technology too, from like etching out things on rocks over to HD cameras.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. The Polaroids.
Yeah.
The viewers probably remember the old Polaroids. I had to wait a second, take a picture. Oh, it didn't come out, and it's like 8 miles away, right there. The person. So where's that person? That's when.
Oh dear. All right. Well, Larry, we'll have to get you back again someday.
I'd love to come back. Thank you very much.
Oh, you bet. Larry Frost from Our Town. So it's Our Town. It's on in Amesbury. It's on Channel 12 in Amesbury, and some of the shows air in Merrimack. Some of the shows air here on the hub channel, probably Channel 8 in Newburyport, because Channel 9 is more the government channel.
I think it's on Tuesdays. I'm not sure.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. And then you'll find it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube's your best bet.
Okay. All right. Well, Larry, thank you again. And,
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you later.
I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. And you do a great job as well, too, in bringing the world into the homes. That's fantastic.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. All right. Larry Frost, our guest this morning here on WJOP Radio, 96.3 FM, broadcasting simultaneously on Comcast Channel 9 in Newburyport.